Boxing Truth here. Had to do a story about Timothy Bradley, the Desert Storm. He's currently going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao for a third time on April 9. Bradley has had an interesting career overall. I mean, he's made some great business decisions for himself. He's a smart guy business-wise. He's made the right decisions. He's affiliated himself with a promoter that can get things done for him. Despite Bradley not being a main attraction, he wasn't as heavily promoted compared to like Canelo or Pacquiao or Mayweather, and he wasn't the biggest draw. But despite this, he quietly but surely he's made a hell of a living in boxing, man. I mean, you do the research. The guy is one of the highest paid fighters in boxing. He pretty much gets more money than most of the Al Haymon fighters who are being, a lot of them are being overpaid by the trust fund that Haymon has. And it's a credit to Timothy Bradley. He made the best business decision, and he made it over. It's been about 5 years now. There's been a lot of criticism about Bradley during that time. He declined to fight Amir Khan back in the summer of 2011. But he did it for the right reasons. And if he didn't make that decision, he wouldn't be where he's at today, no doubt. He wouldn't be where he's at today. He wouldn't be in pay-per-view fights. He wouldn't be making seven-figure paydays ever since he declined that Amir Khan fight. Anyways, the story is Timothy Bradley, he unified the titles against Dylan Alexander in January of 2011. Got a pretty good payday. It was his biggest payday, $1.3 million. It was the unification fight. The fight was disappointing. It was at a terrible venue, the Silver Dome. The fight didn't materialize what it was supposed to be. It ended up being a disappointing fight. Fast forward to the summer of 2011. There was negotiations for a fight with Amir Khan. However, Bradley was unhappy with his promotional situation at that time. He was with Gary Shaw Productions. Nothing against Gary. He just doesn't have the connections. Doesn't have the influence that Bob Arum has. So Timothy said, "Look, I can't stay with this guy. He's not going to get me the fights that I want. I'm not going to be able to get any big fights. I won't ever be on pay-per-view if I stay with Gary Shaw. Yeah, I'll take the Khan fight for now, but what's in the future? What's in the best interest for Timothy Bradley in my future? If I sign with Bob Arum, I can get fights with Pacquiao. I can get fights with Marquez. There'll be pay-per-view headliners. I'll be making a lot more money than I would make for an Amir Khan fight. So why not just sit out? Yeah, I'll be on the shelf, but at least the contract with Gary Shaw would expire. I could sign with Top Rank, who has the welterweights, the welterweight stars that can get my name out there, get me a bigger fan base, get me more money. I mean, that's what the guy did. He made a smart business decision, and the guy gets trashed heavily by neophyte boxing fans who don't know or understand the business of what he did. I mean, Timothy Bradley. I got a lot of respect for Timothy Bradley. I mean, he did it. He made it. I mean, considering that he doesn't have the knockout power or the type of style that can wow fans, he's a very good fighter, very tough, strong, physically strong. He's very sharp. You know, he's a good boxer, a good athlete, a lot of determination. Has given his all in his fights. You know, he's got balls. He's not afraid to fight anybody. I have a lot of respect for Timothy Bradley, as should any boxing fan. You don't have to be a fan of Timothy, but you have to respect him. Anyways, he signs with Top Rank in late 2011, runs out his contract with Gary Shaw, ends up fighting Joel Casamayor on the undercard, ends up getting over $1 million to fight Joel Casamayor. No way Gary Shaw could have made that happen. No way. Gary Shaw can give him $1 million to fight Casamayor. Well, Bradley ended up getting over $1 million for that fight. Then the plan was put in place. He ends up fighting Pacquiao, got a flat fee of $5 million, and the rest is history. He just kept getting big paydays after big payday. He ended up fighting Provodnikov. I think it was his very next fight after Pacquiao. Yes, I believe so. He ends up getting a $1.75 million for that fight. And then he fights Marquez, ends up getting $4+ million plus a pay-per-view upside of the pay-per-view. So he got even more money plus the $4 million that was guaranteed for him in that fight. He got over $4 million for that fight. A lot of hard circumstances entering into that fight. He took the fight, but ended up winning the fight. Ended up getting bigger opportunities in the future. He ends up fighting Pacquiao again a second time. This time got $6 million. Got an increase in the purse. Plus he also got points for the pay-per-view in case the pay-per-view did well. So he got more than just $6 million. The guaranteed $6 million purse he got. He fights Diego Chavez for $2 million. Like, these are unheard purses on HBO. I mean the contract that Bob Arum gave Bradley was awesome. I mean, I don't know who. I think it was Monica who did the contract with him. His current manager, his wife. Man, did she really gave Bradley she created a great deal for Bradley. This guy is getting a minimum of $1.5 million for HBO showcases. It's unbelievable. I mean, anyways, he ends up getting $2 million for a Diego Chavez fight. Then he fights Jesse Vargas, got $1.5 million. Then he fought Brandon Rios, got $1.9 million for that fight. And now he's going to get another high seven-figure purse, most likely a $5 to $6 million range. I mean, how can you knock Bradley's business decision? How can you knock it? He's made a lot of money. The guy's, considering the guy is not a big draw. He doesn't have the great fighting style that can wow fans. I mean, how can you knock his business decision? I still see videos of people saying, "Oh, he ducked Amir Khan." Well, guess what? That fight was reintroduced back in 2015. Now, it's in the Top Rank lawsuit. It's one of the reasons it's in the Top Rank lawsuit against Al Haymon. In the lawsuit, the IBF ordered an eliminator between Timothy Bradley and Kell Brook to fight. So the winner of that fight can be installed as the mandatory challenger for Kell Brook's belt, the IBF. Anyways, as the story goes, Timothy Bradley accepted. Top Rank accepted on Timothy Bradley's behalf to participate in an eliminator with Amir Khan. It was a win-win situation for Top Rank. Top Rank felt, you know what, Bradley could beat Khan. Why not take this fight? It's a big fight. You know, he's a name fighter. Bradley has a great shot of winning. He'll get a good payday, and maybe he'll be in position to fight for his strap. So Top Rank accepted the fight. However, if anybody's been following that story, you know the fight didn't happen because Khan ended up taking a fight with Chris Algieri in what was supposed to be a showcase on Spike. He ended up almost losing that fight, and in my eyes, he lost that fight. But he got the decision. Anyways, according to Top Rank, what they believe is that Haymon never even informed Khan of an elimination match with Timothy Bradley. As you guys have been following the story, of course, Khan stated to the media that he was never offered the fight, that I don't know what they're talking about. If I was offered that fight, no doubt I would have took it. Well, Top Rank believes Al Haymon never spoke to Khan or his team about it. He simply just swept it under the rug, turned it down, not wanting to give Top Rank a good promotional situation with one of their fighters. And that's what Top Rank claims happened. They accepted the fight. Khan didn't get the fight. Maybe he wasn't offered it. Maybe he was. Maybe he couldn't take it. But Top Rank believes Al Haymon never even considered the fight, never even offered it to Khan. and that's what happened. You ended up fighting Algieri in a shitty performance against Chris Algieri, and now look at where Khan's career is now. He's inactive. He's not fighting, and Timothy Bradley is gonna be headlining his fourth pay-per-view fight. So compare the two guys' careers. Who had the better career? Timothy Bradley cared about his legacy. So he signed with Top Rank and he made a name for himself, made a lot of money. He's well respected now. He took a few jabs at Al Heyman fighters at the press conference very recently, gave a round of applause to Keith Thurman for finally taking a big fight. And he's got a point. I mean, Keith Thurman's going to be 28 years old this year. Timothy Bradley at 28 years old was already unifying titles, was on pay-per-view, and was taking on big name opponents that could really raise his profile. And Thurman is finally will be fighting Sean Porter, who's not a champion but a top welterweight, and he still hasn't legitimately won a world title. He won a regular title, but looks like he's going to be promoted to super champion, but he's yet to win a legit world title against somebody. But that's how the story goes. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.